Welcome back to Yvonne Winifred, my beautiful fashionistas. Today's tutorial is all about the sewing of this beautiful blouse. It is a bustier blouse, by the way, with the yoke and sleeves, plus also the bottom piece. As you see, it is a handkerchief peplum. The back looks so beautiful. I just loved the outcome. So this is part 2. I already drafted the pattern. It is the video before this one. You can go ahead and watch that one, but if you've watched the part 1, then we can continue with this part 2. So let us start with the cutting. So guys, I have my front pieces first. When it comes to the side front pieces, I folded 2 pieces. I have 2 pieces. We need 2 pieces, and I just added half an inch everywhere except the side seam allowance. This side seam allowance is about 1 inch, but the rest is just half an inch as the sewing allowance. Then when it comes to this other part, remember it has the center fold. The center front, guys, I'm sorry, is on fold, and the rest you just add half an inch for sewing. Then for the yoke part, for the front piece, we need 2 pieces since we are using the net fabric. So what I did first, I made a mistake with this. Let us put that away. So I didn't add an allowance at the neckline and also at the armhole, but I added half an inch at the bottom part and also at the shoulder part for sewing. And I have 2 pieces. One is going to act as a lining. Guys, I'm not going to use lining pieces for my bustier part. I'll only use lining for the yoke parts. The bustier, I'll just overlock them. So when it comes to the center back, these are the center back pieces. The back pieces, guys, sorry. The back pieces, I added 1 inch here on the center back. You can even add 3/4 of an inch, and we have 2 pieces there. Then we also have 2 side back pieces. I added half an inch everywhere except the side seam allowance. The side seam allowance has 1 inch sewing allowance. So that is all about these pieces. Comment below if there is something you've not understood. Then guys, also when it comes to the yoke part of the back piece, I cut 2 pieces. They're supposed to face each other, the 2 back pieces. They are also in the net white fabric. So I added half an inch everywhere except the armhole. Since around the armhole we already added half an inch at the shoulder for sewing. So there we are sorted. And these are the 2 other lining pieces for the back yoke. So guys, now let us pin our pieces to get them ready for sewing. So removing my pins and removing my pattern pieces. Keep your pattern pieces near, guys. So right sides facing each other. I'm picking 1 part from each side, and I'm going to join the 2 like this and pin them. After pinning, guys, go ahead and label which side is which. Show which side faces the top, show which side faces the sides, show with arrows so that you are not confused when you are sewing or even when you're aligning your pieces together. So after doing that, you sew by half an inch. So I'm going to repeat the same for even these other 2. And keep your pattern pieces near so that you follow those. So these are my 2 back pieces. After pinning, I'm just going to join them by half an inch that we added as the sewing seam allowances. So guys, now when it comes to the back yoke, let me still remove the pins, put the pattern away and open them. They will be like this. So I'm going to bring my lining pieces and place them right sides facing each other like this, correct side facing the correct side. like that. And I'm going to sew by 1/2 inch along the neckline like this. Just sew by 1/2 inch only along the neckline here, there, only that part for both sides like that. And then I will show you what next. So guys, this is all about these pieces. I told you can watch part 1 if you've not, but if you've watched it, I know we are now together. So let's get to the sewing machine. And anyways, before that, let us also pin the front pieces. So these are the front pieces. Remember, we have 2 side front pieces and 1 middle piece that is on fold. Opening it up, it is like this. Unfolded, it is like this. So I'm going to get 1 piece. Make sure that the right sides are facing each other. This is cotton ankara. Sometimes it is confusing depending on which fabric. So I get even this other one, I pin it starting from the bottom, making sure that everything is aligning properly. Pin, then I love sewing from down going upwards, from the bottom going to the upper part like that. So that is it. Then for the yoke, remember we also have 2 yoke pieces. One is the lining, one is the main piece. So they are on fold. I'm just going to open them up, and this is how they look like opening them up. Still place them right sides facing each other. And for these ones also, guys, I'm only going to sew along the neckline by 1/2 inch. So pin them together like this. Now I'm just going to take all my pieces to the sewing machine, and after, guys, this is what I have. These are the back yoke parts. After sewing, taking them to the right sides, this is what we have. Beautiful. I love the outcome so far. Then these are the bustier back pieces. Remember, I'm not adding linings. I'll only overlock them, and the good thing, it is cotton ankara, so it is okay even to the skin, even if I don't like add lining pieces. So guys, remember we have about 1 inch, 3/4 of an inch at the center back. So you're going to mark away before joining these two, the yoke and the bustier part. I'm going to mark away that 1 inch and then start the joining. So at the start, leave about 3/4 of an inch or 1 inch for the zipper, and then pin the rest and sew together by 1/2 inch. So after sewing, guys, this is what I have so far. This is for the front bustier part. This is it. So I started sewing from downwards. That's why at the upper part here you see that excess. So let us just cut it away. Don't worry about it. Let's cut it away. Good thing I added 1/2 inch when I was cutting the pattern pieces around that place. So you see, this is what I have so far. It is best to start the ironing here. So iron your pieces. Use tailor's hem to iron that bust area. So this is the front yoke, taking it to the right side. Also, it looks beautiful like this, guys. I am in love. So this is what I have so far. Now right side still facing each other. I'm going to make sure the midpoints align. The midpoint of the yoke plus the midpoint of the bustier part, they align there where the center front is. And I will sew from the center front to the left side, and also from the center front here to the right side, so that the sewing is easy and also there are no complications. But even before that, I'll still go ahead and pin my pieces. So that is it so far. So again, this is what we have after sewing. just joining those two pieces. So now guys, I have to push the sewing allowance towards the bottom and iron it flat so that the piece looks neat. Even when it comes to these ones, push the sewing allowance, the allowance that you use to join the yoke to the bustier part, push it towards the bustier part downwards and then iron so that even your zipper allowance comes out nice. So you see, I've ironed it downwards. So guys, now we are going to join at the shoulder. So this is how I join at the shoulder. I make sure I place them like this, just as you see, and make sure lining piece faces the lining piece and also main piece to the main piece. Then I join by 1/2 inch. Let me repeat this side. Bring your back piece, join it to the front like this, then main piece to the main piece, and then the lining piece also to the lining piece, and sew by 1/2 inch. As simple as that. So now guys, next, this is, I can skip this, but let me just show you. So I have this piece for my 2 sleeves. I folded it into 2. The length is the length of the sleeve that I want to use, about 10 inches with sewing allowances. Then from the top, I marked 4 inches to mark the cap's height. Along that formed line, I marked half of the armhole measurement, which was 8 inches that we used. Then I added just 1 inch for sewing, but this is a stretchy material. You can even do away with the sewing allowance. So after that, I marked this diagonal line, and along that diagonal line I'm just going to mark its midpoint here. And now up here above the midpoint, I carve out by 1/2 inch, and below the midpoint I also carve out by 1/2 inch. Guys, I'm sorry my chalk was not showing so properly, but if I have many videos about sleeves, and I know you know how to. If you don't know, I'm going to link those videos below so that you learn properly how to cut a sleeve. So at the hemline, I just marked the sleeve opening plus sewing allowance, then connected, and then cut out simply as you see my sleeve. If you don't know how to cut out a sleeve, guys, I'm going to link the video below. So now I form my 2 sleeves. Simple as that. So when it comes to the sleeves, I'll first hem both sleeves by double folding at the hemline here like this, and then run a straight stitch like that for both. So these are the 2 sleeves. It is best to mark the midpoint of the sleeves at the top so that we can join them where we joined our shoulders for both front and back. So this is after joining the shoulders for both front and back of our top of our blouse, and this is how everything looks like, guys. So far so good. So now I'm going to join the sleeves next. So remember I told you mark the midpoint at the top here, and I'm going to join that midpoint where both the front and the back join along the shoulder. So right sides facing each other, the midpoint of the sleeve to the midpoint of the top along the shoulder, and then I will sew on both sides by 1/2 inch. Repeat the same for the other side, and the sleeves will be ready in just actually sew the sides in. So this is it afterwards. After attaching my sleeves, I just joined the sides, and now this is what I have. So far so good. So at this point, I can just start preparing my peplum. So when it comes to the peplum, you can join anything that you want. You can do pleats, you can do a circular piece, you can do gathers, but before all that, measure your entire waist measurement. So whatever I got for mine, I divided it by 6.28, a constant we use when we want to form circular pieces, full circular pieces. So for the half circle, we use 3.18. For the full circle, we use 6.28. So when I divided the waist measurement and the allowances by 6.28, whatever I got, I added about 10 inches, which is the length of my peplum that I want to add onto the top part of the blouse. So I got about close to 6 inches when I divided the waist measurement by 6.28, so which is here. So I'm going to mark that 6 inches and by the sewing allowance inclusive, 6 inches from the top like this, after folding my fabric into a square. So this square is a square of 16 inches, about 15 inches, with everything that I need. I'm sorry my chalk was not showing, but I think you know this. But if you don't, follow what I explain. So after marking 5 inches from the apex, after that apex, this apex where you see where I'm cutting, I measured 10 inches, which is the length of the peplum, and I also marked. But after marking, I realized the excess was not too much, so I decided not to cut. So since I didn't cut, I ended up with that handkerchief effect that you see now. You know, so it's like a box, a square, but it forms a handkerchief effect. So now guys, I'm going to get one part of this square and divide it into two so that I get where my zipper will go. So now this is my piece. By the way, there's something I want to tell you. When you're folding your fabric to get a full circle, fold it into a square. Don't do that diagonal folding that we do when we are getting a half circle. So this is a full circle, that's why we used with a square. But if it was a half circle, we would have folded diagonally. So guys, after this, I ended up with an excess. Maybe my calculations were over approximated, you know. So I decided not to cut away that excess, and later on when I was sewing, I just pleated it at the front where I joined, where that bustier joining is here, guys. Here I just made the pleats here. As you see, there are two on either side, and that is how I formed that handkerchief effect for my peplum. So guys, yeah, this is it. If you don't know how to form a circular piece, I have many videos on the channel. I'll be linking some of them so that you learn how to. After that, then you will know how I came about this handkerchief effect properly. So guys, next I'm just going to add a zipper at the back, then hem my peplum, and the top will be so ready. So this is the zipper that I'll be adding like that, and after hem the bottom part, and the top will be so ready. So guys, tell me, what do you think about this top? And also, happy Independence Nigeria. That's why I made this top in Nigerian colors. I love Nigeria so much. I'm not Nigerian, but I've been blessed by Nigerians so much in my life that I was like, October is Independence Nigeria, just as Uganda, it is our Independence month, but happy Independence Nigeria. That's why even I used your flag colors, the green and the white. And also guys, comment below, what do you think about the top? I loved the outcome. Like, bustiers are simple, don't hide away from them. The back looks nice. These things are so simple, especially if you use pattern papers to cut. You can even cut on directly on fabric. You can do whatever you can do. And yeah, you can make a top, you can make a dress, you can make whatever you want to make. So this is what I made this time around. Comment below, tell me what you think about it, and thank you so much for watching my videos. Thank you so much always, and I think I'll be seeing you soon. Bye bye.